So today we're talking about gas mileage, and we're not talking about that car, the Prius. We're talking about this car, the Silverado. This all of a sudden just became my daily driver. I had been daily driving the Prius, but my wife switched jobs, no more company car, so now I'm daily driving the Silverado. So for this test, what we're going to be using is my Ultra Gauge. There's a couple different gauges out there. There's the Scan Gauge, the Ultra Gauge, and a couple others. I've had this one for 5 or 6 years, and I've been really happy with it. It plugs into your OBD2 port and gives you readouts off of all your sensors, and this one, I have it set up to give me instant miles per gallon and average miles per gallon. This is actually low because I've been hauling a trailer all weekend, hauling gravel around. So this is lower than what I've been getting. I've been averaging, I drive about 50-50 between city driving and a highway, and I've been getting 18.2 miles per gallon consistently between tanks. I drive about 60 to 70 miles a day on average, so that is kind of our baseline, is the 18.2 miles per gallon. I'm gonna just continue driving the way I've been driving, the same route to and from work, dropping my daughter off at school. So nothing should really change as far as that goes. So what we're going to start with is step one, and that's going to be just lightening the car. We're going to go through everything, take things out of the car and jettison stuff that we don't need for daily driving, just to get some weight out of it. We'll weigh everything, and then we will run the next tank and see what it does. So apparently it's about time to clean out my truck. I've got a lot of just stuff that is wound up in here that I probably don't need. All right, the blessing and the curse of having a camper shell on the back of your truck. Your truck winds up collecting a lot of stuff in the back, and most of this stuff I'm thinking I can probably get rid of. A lot of the stuff is riding around in here from work that I just haven't taken out, but right there, that's a good, I don't know, 60, 80 pounds of weight right there in the corner. That's the hitch to my trailer, and there's no need for it in here right now, so I'm going to take that out and put it in the trailer. And there's a lot of other stuff in here too. Coming down here below the truck, I've got my hitch. It's been on here because I was towing my trailer, but it kind of just lives on here because I keep forgetting to unhook it. So we're going to pull that off too, because I definitely don't need this guy just driving to and from work. And this is debatable, but I'm going to pull it off just to see what happens. I have my spare tire here, and spare tires weigh a lot. This is not one of the space savers that you have on the little cars. It's a full-size spare. So it's kind of iffy because what happens if I do get a flat out on the road, but I'm going to take it off and run a couple tanks through and see what happens, and we'll debate on putting it back on. Obviously, if we're going camping, hauling the trailer, or going long distances, the spare tire will get popped back underneath the truck here. This is, of course, before I put my toolbox and a few things back in, but one of the added benefits is you actually finally clean your car. And I vacuumed it out too, and I may have sucked a pound of dirt out of the back of this thing in the process. So, hooray, clean car. So in the end, here is all the stuff that I just pulled out of my truck. Most of it I didn't even realize was in my truck. Things to note, I found $12.72 in there, of which my daughter quickly pointed out that 10 of it was hers that she accidentally left in there, so I don't get to keep all of that. The stuff in here, these are my 2 hitches and my snow chains, 71 pounds of junk I was hauling around that I don't need, and I found in the back of my truck the entire cast of Scooby-Doo costumes. They've been in there since October. It's the beginning of June right now, so those can definitely come out too. So all in total, we've pulled 130 pounds out of the truck of stuff that I just do not need. That does not include the spare tire. We're going to pull that off next. All right, so we just weighed the spare tire. The spare tire weighed in at exactly 64 pounds. So add that to the 130 we already took off the truck, and we're at 194 pounds that we've cut off the truck. And we're going to replace that spare tire with this can of Fix-A-Flat, which comes in at 20 ounces. So add 1.5 pounds back in. I already had an air compressor in my toolbox, so that's no change in weight there. So we're at about roughly 190 pounds we've pulled off the truck so far. Okay, here we are, several tanks through, probably about 1,500 miles or so driven, and you can see here, now we're getting up around 19 miles per gallon. Same route, same everything, only difference is just the weight savings and removing that tire off the back. So let's do the math here and figure out exactly what that comes out to.
Okay, so as you can tell, we really actually did save some money there. You know, it doesn't seem like a lot until you do the math out over the course of a year. If you like this video, be sure to click subscribe, thumbs up, or leave a comment.